Most people spend their entire lives playing by the rules of the world they are born into. They learn the unwritten codes of their social circles. They follow the expectations of their peers. They accept the limits that others place on them. They play the game as it is laid out in front of them. And when they lose, they blame the game. They blame their luck. They blame the other players. They never stop to consider that the greatest power does not come from playing the game better than everyone else. It comes from rewriting the rules entirely. It comes from taking control of the board, of the pieces, of the very outcome of every single move. No one understands this better than Blair Waldorf, the undisputed queen of Manhattan's Upper East Side, the master of social engineering, the architect of calculated betrayal, the woman who turned the cutthroat world of New York's elite into her own personal chessboard, and made every single person in it a pawn in her quest for total dominance. For 6 seasons of Gossip Girl, Blair Waldorf is framed by many as the villain of the Upper East Side, the ruthless mean girl, the scheming socialite who will stop at nothing to get what she wants, the cold-hearted strategist who treats people like disposable toys in her endless pursuit of the crown. But this shallow reading of her character misses the entire point of her legacy. Blair Waldorf is not just a mean girl. She is a masterclass in manipulation and power. In a world that constantly tries to diminish women, to box them into narrow roles, to punish them for being ambitious, for being strategic, for wanting more than what they are told they deserve, Blair Waldorf refuses to shrink herself to fit the expectations of others. She does not apologize for her ambition. She does not soften her edges to make others comfortable. She does not play by the rules that were written to keep her in her place. She rewrites them over and over again until the game itself is designed to ensure her victory and the utter destruction of anyone who dares to stand in her way. The core of Blair Waldorf's power is not her family's wealth, not her designer wardrobe, not her last name, not her place in the Upper East Side social hierarchy. These are just tools that she uses, weapons in her arsenal, pieces on her chessboard. Her true power comes from her unshakable understanding of human nature, of what makes people tick, of their deepest desires, their darkest fears, their most closely guarded secrets. She knows that every person has a weakness, a crack in their armor, a button that can be pressed to make them bend to her will. She knows that social power is not given. It is taken through careful observation, through relentless planning, through the willingness to make moves that no one else dares to make, through the courage to burn the entire game to the ground if it means she will be the one left standing to build a new one in its place. This masterclass in manipulation is not just a collection of random schemes and petty vendettas. It is a cohesive, calculated, evolving philosophy of power, one that Blair refines and perfects over the course of her life. From the moment she first steps into the halls of Constance Billard School for Girls as a 16-year-old girl, to the moment she takes her rightful place as the undisputed ruler of the Upper East Side as an adult, every interaction she has, every conversation she has, every party she attends, every scheme she executes, is a chess move designed to strengthen her position, to weaken her enemies, to expand her control over the hierarchy that defines her world. She does not leave anything to chance. She does not act on impulse. She does not let her emotions cloud her judgment. Even when she is hurt, even when she is angry, even when she is heartbroken, she turns that pain into fuel, that anger into strategy, that heartbreak into a weapon to use against the people who caused it. The world of the Upper East Side is often dismissed as a trivial playground for rich and bored teenagers. A world of petty drama and meaningless gossip, of high school crushes and lunchroom politics. But to dismiss it as such is to miss the truth that lies at its core. The Upper East Side is a microcosm of the real world of power, of politics, of corporate hierarchy, of social influence. The same dynamics that play out in the halls of Constance Billard play out in the boardrooms of Wall Street, in the halls of Congress, in the executive offices of the biggest companies in the world. The same rules apply. Information is power. Loyalty is a commodity. Reputation is life or death. The ability to manipulate people and situations to your advantage is the difference between success and failure, between being a leader and being a pawn, between sitting on the throne and being cast aside into obscurity. Blair Waldorf understands this better than anyone else. She knows that the lessons she learns in the halls of Constance Billard are not just about high school popularity. They are about survival, about dominance, about what it takes to rise to the top of a ruthless hierarchy and stay there. She knows that the same tactics that win her the crown of Constance Billard will win her success in the fashion industry, in business, in her personal life, in any environment she chooses to enter. She does not just learn the rules of the game, she deconstructs them, masters them, and then rewrites them to work in her favor. She turns every weakness into a strength, every setback into an opportunity, every enemy into a stepping stone on her path to total dominance. Over the course of this masterclass, we will break down every layer of Blair Waldorf's strategy for power. We will explore how she built a system of social surveillance that lets her monitor and control the entire Upper East Side from the steps of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. We will decode her three-stage process for the psychological dismantling and public destruction of her enemies. We will bridge the gap between her cutthroat world of Manhattan's elite and the high-stakes supernatural survival of Mystic Falls. To show that the rules of power are universal, no matter the setting, we will dissect how she weaponizes loyalty to get others to do her dirtiest work while keeping her own hands clean. And we will summarize her core philosophy of power and how anyone can apply her tactics to dominate any environment they enter. This is not just a deep dive into a fictional character from a teen drama. This is a masterclass in power, in manipulation, in social engineering, in what it takes to rise to the top of a ruthless hierarchy and stay there. Blair Waldorf's tactics are not just for the Upper East Side. They are for anyone who has ever felt like they are playing a game that is rigged against them. Anyone who has ever wanted to take control of their own life, their own career, their own social circle. Anyone who has ever been tired of playing by someone else's rules and wants to rewrite them to ensure their own victory. Most people will spend their entire lives playing the game as it is given to them. They will follow the rules. They will accept their limits. They will lose again and again and never understand why. But Blair Waldorf does not play that way. She does not accept the rules that others write for her. She does not let others define her limits. She does not lose unless she chooses to, because she is not just a player in the game. She is the one writing the rulebook. She is the one holding all the cards. She is the one who decides who wins and who loses, who rises and who falls, who gets to stay in her kingdom and who is cast out into the cold for decades. Audiences have argued about whether Blair Waldorf is a hero or a villain, whether her tactics are justified, whether her ambition is admirable or dangerous. But this debate misses the point entirely. Blair Waldorf is not a hero. She is not a villain. She is a master, a teacher, a blueprint for anyone who wants to understand what it really takes to seize and hold power in a world that is designed to break you. She shows us that power is not something you are born with. It is something you take, something you build, something you fight for every single day. With every move you make, with every word you speak, with every interaction you have. Over the course of this series, we will break down exactly how she does it. We will decode every tactic, every strategy, every move she makes to maintain her crown and destroy her enemies. We will learn how she turns every interaction into a chess move for total hierarchy dominance. We will see how she rewrites the rules of the game to ensure that she always comes out on top, and her enemies are utterly destroyed. This is the Provocative Masterclass of Blair Waldorf, a lesson in power that is as relevant today as it was when the show first aired. A blueprint for anyone who is ready to stop playing the game and start controlling it. To fully appreciate the genius of Blair Waldorf's strategy, we must start with the foundation of her power, the system of social surveillance that she built to monitor and control every corner of the Upper East Side, a system that turns the most iconic locations in Manhattan into her own personal panopticon. That lets her gather collateral on everyone around her, allies and enemies alike. That makes her the most informed, and therefore the most powerful person in the room at all times. Because in the world of the Upper East Side, information is not just power. It is more valuable than currency, more precious than gold, more essential to survival than air. And Blair Waldorf has built an empire on it.